A bitch has texture, okay? This is real life. Hey girlies, it's your girl back with another video. So for today's video, we are going to be doing a foundation review / wear test. I'm going to be trying out the Haus Labs foundation. This is their Triclone Skin Tech foundation. It's been going super viral, and so I'm going to be trying it out so that you don't have to, because it's a little pricey. So let me see. Let me pull up all the specs. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, my name's Karina. I do a lot of makeup related content and like to check it ready with me and stuff. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, if you're interested, then just stay tuned. Okay, so this foundation, it goes for $45, okay? And they do have, let's see, how many shades? So on the Sephora website, it's showing up that they have 51 shades. And honestly, I feel like they have a pretty good shade range. I got mine in the shade 250 light, medium, neutral. So sometimes I do an okay job at finding my match. Usually I buy my foundations online, and sometimes I probably should go in person, but I'm hoping that this really works because I'm excited. I've been hearing really good things about this foundation, so I really wanted to try it out. So it says it's a medium coverage, weightless, clean foundation with fermented arnica that helps reduce redness and protects from environmental stress. It also says it has medium coverage, a natural finish, and apparently the fermented arnica, I have no idea what that is. It says it helps visibly reduce redness and irritation. It's also a vegan and gluten-free and cruelty-free product. I'm gonna be trying this out today. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon right now, and I do want to wear it throughout the day. So let me hurry up and do what I gotta do. Okay, so for primer to moisturize my face, I usually just go in with my sunscreen because this is very moisturizing. We're gonna go in with that really fast, and then I'm also gonna just do what I regularly do with my foundation, like with my base routine, because that way I can really see if it's working or not. Because I have, you know, I have my staple foundations that I like to do, that I like to wear all the time, and I know how they work. So we're gonna see how this one works with all of my other regular products. I'm also gonna go in with my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I almost always use this as my primer underneath makeup, so I'm gonna go in right now. I also like to tap mine in. Okay, usually when I'm doing my like regular base routine, I like to go in with my L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, just because I do have, you know, some redness, some acne marks and stuff that I need to cover up. But for this video's sake, I'm going to just apply this and then see what the coverage is like. That way you guys can see on camera the coverage. I heard it was really good to shake your foundations before you use them, because it's a bunch of ingredients that go in here, so you want to make sure they're really good and mixed up in there. I'm also using a brand new one of these sponges. Sometimes I don't like to wet them before I use them because I feel like the coverage isn't as full as I would want it to be. I haven't gotten into using makeup brushes yet for foundation, so I'm just gonna go in with this. And I'm gonna show you guys the consistency on camera. Okay, so it is a little runny. Okay, so it is true medium coverage, I think, because my acne and stuff is still showing through. I think it is covering up enough to where if I didn't really care for a full coverage look, this would be okay. On a good skin day, this would be okay. So if you don't have anything to worry about to cover up, then you should really be fine with this. I am more on the oily side, so I don't know. I think my sponge might be soaking up a lot of this. I probably should have wet it and rinsed it out, but I'm just gonna keep going. The foundation match, I think, is really good, so thank God for that. Okay, so I think it is definitely a true medium coverage. I am going to quickly rinse this out and wash it out, and then use this how normal people use it, and then come back and then finish the foundation application. Okay, I just finished washing it, and I squeezed as much water as I could out of it, and I'm gonna go in with another layer just to try to get some more coverage. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. This is what it looks like. A bitch has texture, okay? This is real life, but that's what it looks like. So I do have texture and stuff that I like to cover up, so I'm gonna go in with another layer, and then hopefully I can get some more coverage, but we'll see if it builds up or not. Usually, like I said, I would go in with my concealer to like have some more coverage, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to strictly just use a foundation and see what I can do with just a foundation. Okay, so I do think it is a little bit more buildable with that second layer. It's still a medium coverage, it's not full coverage by any means. So if you're looking to cover like acne marks up or redness or anything, I would recommend going in with a concealer first and then going on top with this foundation. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup and then I'll be right back. My bangs have been growing out, so I've been trying to like style them a little bit differently, but this is what my makeup looks like. I will say that the foundation looks really good. This is what it looks like up close. And as you can see, I do have texture, I do have things to cover up, but for the most part, it does a pretty good job covering it up. It just doesn't make it look super flawless. So if you're looking for something full coverage, it's probably not gonna be the best option for you, but I do like it. I don't hate it. I'm curious to see how it's gonna wear throughout the day. I did use a liquid concealer, I used powder bronzer, powder blush, powder highlight on top, and everything did layer on very well. Everything looks really good, so honestly can't complain. So far so good. It is almost 2 p.m. now, so I will be checking in throughout the day just to see how it wears. I do have a client a little bit later in the afternoon today at 5, so I will be wearing a mask throughout that service, and I will show you guys how it wears throughout that also, because sometimes I can tell if it's gonna be a good foundation if it still wears well even underneath a mask. So yeah, I will be checking in with you guys in a little bit. I'm about to head out to go to my appointment, but I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like right now. It is 4:11, and I'm pretty sure I applied it. I started applying it at around 1, and I think I finished my makeup by 2. So this is what it looks like right now, and it's still holding up pretty good. I honestly really do like how it feels, how it looks. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like a little bit later and check in. I am noticing a little bit my smile lines right here. This one is starting to show a little bit, and sometimes not all foundations do that on me. The fact that it's already doing it between an hour and 2 hours of wear is just something to take note of. So yeah, I will check in with you guys a little later. It is now 8:40 p.m. so it has been about 6 to 7 hours of wear. As you can see, my face is a little bit more oily now, but I think it's still doing pretty good, especially for me having to wear a mask for work. And also, I do want to mention that the SPF that I wear is also a little bit more on the oilier side. It's not dry, so I think sometimes certain foundations will be more, like my oils will show more throughout the wear time. So it's not, honestly not too bad. Like I feel like usually around this time I would pat it down with some powder. So I'm just gonna like use the brush that I use for my powder and just pat it down a little bit. Nothing excessive. But I mean, so far so good still. So it feels really nice. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all whatsoever. So I do appreciate that. Yeah, my smile lines, I only have one that's showing through right here. You can kind of see it, but I think it's still wearing very well so far. The coverage is still very much coveraging. You can see my texture here. So there's no coverage that is falling off anywhere. So far so good, can't complain. I will be checking in a little bit more later, and that one will probably be the last check-in. So I will see you guys in a little bit. I just really want you to know how dedicated I was to this, because it is now 12:39. 12:39 midnight, okay? Usually I'm in bed by like 11:30, so this is dedication. Anyways, I wanted to just check in. This is my final check-in. Officially, the makeup has been on for at least 10 to 11 hours. Close to 11 hours. Close to 12 hours, right? And you can see the shine peeking through. Y'all, let me get my life together. Hold on. I have to redo this part because I sound crazy. This right here is dedication. It is now 12:40 midnight, y'all. I was already sleeping on the couch. Before this check-in, me and Justin went, we sat on the couch just watching TV. But I told him I was filming this video. He knew I was filming this video, so I was like, wake me up at 12. It happens to be 12:40 because I told them I needed to film the final check-in. So here I am. It's 12 o'clock midnight, 12:40 midnight. So by now the makeup, I started applying it at 1 p.m. and I was done by 2 p.m. So that means the makeup has been on for at least 11 to 12 hours, right? Give or take, maybe 10 to 11 hours, somewhere around there, right? So this is what it looks like now. Keep in mind that I do have oily skin, so those oils are starting to show through. Also, the SPF, I mentioned it earlier, the SPF that I did put on earlier, it is a little bit more on the oily side. It is not oil controlling. I did not wear an oil controlling base, so keep that all in mind. And I don't do any excessive like powdering of setting up the face, so I want y'all to just also keep that in mind. I think for the amount of time that I've worn it, and I've taken a nap on it on the couch because I was sleeping on the couch. Justin woke me up because he knew I had to finish this. So I'm gonna apply powder just so you guys can see what it would look like if I apply powder over top. I'm gonna wear, let's see, I have Huda Beauty pink powder and I have my Ben Nye pink powder, but I'm about to take this shit right off right now. So I'm just gonna go with the Ben Nye because it usually does a good job if I want to like reset things a little bit. So I'm just gonna take my brush and just dip it a little bit. And that did a good job. The shade match was a really good shade match. I did a really good job with that one too. But yeah guys, the foundation held up really good, I'm not gonna lie. At first I was skeptical about this foundation a little bit, like in the beginning of the video, but I think this will be something that I am wearing throughout the summer and even just throughout the year, honestly. The formula is really good. Even right now at the 12-hour mark, I don't feel super heavy on the face. I do feel it on, like it's not light, but I feel something, but it doesn't feel like it's a lot right now. So yeah, I think if you have dry skin, this will definitely work for you. If you have oily skin and you have figured out a way to control your oils aside from any foundation that you use, you should be fine. I'm sure if I used a more mattifying base, maybe more mattifying primer or a mattifying setting spray, this probably would have held up a lot better, but it still looks good. The oils are showing through, but I think it looks pretty good. Yeah. And that is it for today's video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I sound so sleepy, but it's gonna be okay. I'm pushing through because I literally just woke up like 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. Also, give this video a huge thumbs up. It really helped me out. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.